Welcome to Flux Wallet Speedrun Take 3. We're going to go through and have a look what this Flux Wallet is, how it works, next steps. And okay, so Flux Wallet is a terminal app that is a full Flux wallet for Flux coin. There's also other coins available as well, however they're disabled because I haven't finished the API work on those. It's great because you can run it over SSH, it's secure, the keys are stored, if you want, encrypted on your hard drive, and they are never unencrypted on your drive, so it's quite good for security. There's also some features where you only ever use addresses once, so once an address is used, it gets shuffled, so your next receive address is fresh. All change transactions go to new addresses, so no address is ever reused. So this gives you extra privacy, as it's not possible. Well, you can determine it via analytics, but the change address is also randomized as well, so you don't know the order of transactions, which way around is which. But anyway, I'll go through and I'll show you how this works. So first off, we'll just go and torch the database and we'll run the app. So this is the landing page and it's not styled at the moment. I haven't finished the CSS or done branding. This is basically just usability. So first off, these options are grayed out until you make a decision on whether or not you want to encrypt the database. So we're going to do that, and we'll just set a simple encryption password at this point. You'll notice this switch for storing keychain. More on that later. We'll leave that off for the meantime. What this means is that each time you start it, you need to put in your password to be able to use the Flux wallet. So we'll set that. Now, generally you just create a wallet. This will give you a mnemonic, you write that down, blah blah blah. We're not going to do that. We're going to use one of these mnemonics over here because they've got a bunch of transactions and there's funds on there. And yeah, so we're going to call this wallet, we'll just call this David, and we can paste in a mnemonic. So you don't actually have to paste it in. You can, if you want to type your, whoops, if I could spell, you can type it manually. Actually, I don't like that one, so we'll go fork, salt, pepper, blah blah blah, and you can type it in like that, but it's way easier just to paste it. So you'll notice until there's a valid mnemonic in there, this button's grayed out. So once you get a valid mnemonic, you can pop her in there. And this is our main wallet screen. So at the moment we're scanning for transactions, so this is walking the derivation path for the keys until it finds 5 in a row that aren't used. So we've just walked about 50 or 60 keys there, gone out to the API, does it all, a bunch of HTTP requests, well HTTPS, it does them all concurrently, and then it loads them all into the database. So there's two databases. There's a cache and a main database where all the transactions and things go. So you can see on our layout here we have a receive address. So this is the next free key address that hasn't been used. So you can click on that and you can copy it. Gives you your balance after it's been through all the transactions and added up all the UTXOs. And this is your coin selector for this wallet. So this is the wallet that we just imported. So we've only got one. It's called David. So if we have a look here, so we can see this is our receive address for our Bitcoin. So you can paste it in up there if you wanted. We've got 0 Bitcoins and yeah, and no transactions. So we'll just go back to Flux. Okay, so you can see we've got all these transactions here. These are all just test ones that I've done back and forth to another wallet. So it's quite good. So if we want to go look, so you can see these are all outbound. We've got a couple of inbounds down here. So if we go look at one of these transactions, you get this screen. So first off, if you want, you can just be on Explorer and it'll pop the transaction open in your browser. So this has got full details of, this is pretty raw stuff, so you can actually get the raw transaction hex there, and yeah, but generally you wouldn't look at all that guff. Okay, so what we'll do now, I think we'll get some more transactions, so we can pop out this menu here. Actually, I'll show you some stuff. So Control Z pops out the menu, you get some options. I've still got to do a bunch of work here to make this look pretty. There's also, you can toggle dark mode, if you're that way inclined, but dark looks way better. And yeah, so what we'll do now, actually I'll quit out, and if we run it again, it will ask for our encryption password since we've encrypted it. So if we go, we'll type that in, and that will load up the wallet and pull in the transactions. I'm on some quite slow country internet here as well, so it does take a while for things to happen. So every time you load up, you need to put in that encryption password, which is kind of annoying. So what we'll do is we will now store that in the keychain. So what this does is, if we quit out again and we load up, we now don't need a password. So that is stored in your device's secure area. So I'm on a Mac, so this is keychain access. There's a Windows equivalent, and there's ones available for Ubuntu and that sort of thing as well. So our encryption password is now stored in our keychain. You can disable that again as well if you don't want to be able to automatically access. But this is quite a secure way of storing your password on your device, or your encryption password at least. So this encryption password, if we just display it, it's actually the hash of the password. So it doesn't actually store the password, it stores a hash of the password in your secure area. Cool, okay, so we want a few more transactions, so we're going to import a key here. So now you can type it in if you want, so you can show it, display it. It will stay red until the proper type of key is reached, so it needs to start with the right characters, be the right length, that sort of thing. I'm going to just copy this key out of here so that I don't have to show you, because I actually do care about this key. And you select the wallet that you want to import that key from. So this can be in WIF format or just normal private key format. So you can take it out of Zelcore or wherever and import it into here. So we'll do that. This one does take a while because there's about 1,000 transactions on this account, so it's got to go through and pull it. I'm on some quite slow internet here, so this does take a minute. So I might as well show you some other stuff while that's working. Let's go and copy this address here. So this is if you did want to send a transaction. What you can do is, this would be normally the person that you want to send your coins to. You can actually save this address in the address book. Oh, actually, before we do that, I'll show you. So there's no one in the address book, so we could save this guy in the address book. We'll call him Billy, and we'll save. So now Billy shows up in the address book, so we can clear that and go, we want to send some coins to Billy. Cool. You can put the amount in, so you can put like 1 flux or whatever, or you can, you can go max, and that takes your max amount of flux that you've got there and minuses the transaction fee off it. So let's clear that. Now what you can, okay, that's run. So every time a new key gets imported, it reloads the transactions. So we'll show you here now. So we've got a bunch more transactions. So something that's quite cool here is you can scroll down, so it loads 60 at a time, and then it lazy loads more. So there's about 1,000 transactions on this. So if you look here, these are obviously Coinbase transactions. That's for a Stratus node. So if we come in and have a look, so we can see Coinbase, we can see the TXID. If we go view that one on the Explorer, we can see here that yes, it was Coinbase, that was for the miner, Cumulus, Nimbus, Stratus. Cool, and we can close that off. So if we keep scrolling down, it'll keep lazy loading more transactions. But then if you go to your other account, it keeps them in the cache, so you don't actually have to lazy load every time. Alright, so we will now go and import whole other wallet. So we've got a second wallet here. We'll just call this Fluxo or something. We've got this key, this mnemonic here. We will paste that in and we'll import another wallet. So this is doing the same thing again, it's just walking the keys for that wallet and pulling transactions until it doesn't find any more. So this one shouldn't take too long because there's not that many transactions. So these are all basically just from that other wallet. I've been sending transactions back and forth. So before we go off and actually send a transaction, I'll just show you something else we can do. So if we go to home, run on Flux. Sorry, I'm on some pretty bad Wi-Fi here. Actually, if we squat back now, so the first time that you load a new key, it invalidates the previous transactions. That's why those reloaded again. So if we go back, so this guy's got a little bit of flux. He's got a different receive address. Oh wow, yeah, no, this is some real terrible internet we're working with here. I'll see if I can get this to load. That's unfortunate. Anyway, while that's like maybe doing, oh yeah. Oh, just kidding. Okay, so we can log in here. So let's just take this message. So what we can do here is, so we'll go back to me. You've got this button here, sign message. So we'll click that. So this is a message we want signed, and this is our Bitcoin signing address. This is like equivalent of a Zelle ID. So we'll sign that. We'll copy the address, we'll pop it in, grab the signature, pop it in, boom, so we logged in now. So this is obviously going to be the precursor to being able to deploy apps via this wallet. I'm going to integrate it with the FluxVault mod that I've written, which will fully control apps on Flux. So this way you will be able to deploy and pay all in one place with unattended app renewals. So you could set your app for a 1 week renewal, and FluxVault thingamajig will go and auto renew them every week for you. So you don't have to worry about that anymore. That's a future feature. Okay, so that's wallet signing. Right, we'll go and send some coins now. So let's go Fluxo. We'll get his receive address, and then we'll go back to our main wallet. So we're going to send to him, we're going to send him 0.022, and hi there. Cool. We're going to send you this confirmation screen. Obviously I need to jazz that up a wee bit, but we'll send that, and that will go off. So that's on Explorer now, so that got done, so we can go have a look. So there's our transaction, unconfirmed, and there's our little message that we sent. So obviously you could use that to pay for app deploys and that sort of thing. So, and there's our return address. So this is a new address. So you'll notice, unlike Zelcore, it uses fresh keys for each transaction. So this address will never get used again now that it's been used. Same with this one. This will never get used again. So it gives you some added privacy there. You can turn that off if you do want to use the same addresses. Cool. So if we have a look here now, so now we've got our new transaction that we've just sent here. So all the times they're stored in UTC, but then they get localized in this display here. So we can see here, this has already been confirmed. Wow, okay, so that was quick, good timing. So we can see confirmed here. So if I'd been quicker, we would have seen this would have been unconfirmed. So this is actually scanning once a minute for new transactions. So it's already updated with the new details there. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this speed run. Yeah, I'm going to be continuing to work on this. Sort a few bugs and things. It needs a lot of styling and that sort of thing. But it's pretty workable at the moment. And yeah, hope to get it out there soon. Thanks for watching.